then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome everybody into the Racers Elite Truck Series tonight. The drivers of the Racers Elite head to Miami. They're at Homestead, Miami, Florida. They're set for 105 laps here. Last week we had a little bit of an issue. This week, no issues. We're going green. We're points racing here. I'll welcome everybody in. I'm joined with me tonight by a couple gentlemen. Got Alan Bergen back up here in the booth, and a new face, hopefully for us here at SRM, is Rick Webb.
Good evening, Mike, and how are you doing tonight, buddy? I'm excited to be here in sunny Homestead, Florida. And like you said, we have a new face tonight, or a new voice. His name is Rick Webb. Rick, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Glad to be here.
Now, Rick, this is new for you, but we're gonna have a lot of fun, and I hope you're excited. Well, nonetheless, let's get on with the show here. So right now, Rick, we're doing qualifying, and so far on here tonight.
Matthew Jarrett getting loose there as he spins around a little bit there. Oh, Tan's been about done. Austin Smith, though, sitting at the top of the board at the moment. Like we might have lost Alan there for a little bit. I know he's having some home repair, internet repair stuff done there. So we'll see how that turns out here. Just about getting ready to wrap up. Find some drivers out on track. Daniel Honeycutt making his way through.
Still got
Thanks.
me, Mike.
Oh, got you back now. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, good.
You faded out for a
Hey.
little bit there, Alan. I don't know if it was internet getting
Look.
fixed there or what happened, but
Is it truly ever fixed?
I don't know about that. But Daniel Honeycutt rolling through qualifying, about halfway through his first hot lap here. What do you think we're going to look for seeing tonight, Alan, as far as the drivers when they get out here on track and start racing?
So here's the thing, Mike. These guys are gonna slide these trucks around. They're gonna be up near the wall, and these trucks I feel like they're gonna get looser and looser as the night goes on.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. We saw some of these guys. They had a little practice session, I believe, last night in the trucks. And as you see Daniel Honeycutt spin around, that's kind of what they said. They seem to be having issues with is just, sliding around a little bit, especially later in the run. I'd assume we're going to see these guys try and get up towards the wall as they make their runs here, but I think almost everybody's made a qualifying bid. We got 29 drivers in the truck series tonight.
For sure. And this track has been, I like this track. It's a racer's kind of track. So I like a good racer's kind of track.
Thanks everybody for joining us in the YouTube chat as always. Glad to have you. We got, of course, Jason57 in the chat as usual. Michael Smith Jr. is also there cheering on the Midwest Motorsports guys. Stephanie Fox cheering for Jesse. Got Michelle Smith, of course, for Midwest Motorsports. And Daniel Honeycutt said that last lap was going to be the fastest one. But didn't really count. So got about 30 seconds or so before they jump over into the race session. But and bring up the race info, like I said, basically a 1.5 mile oval here. These guys are going to try and complete 105 laps. Guys are 65% fuel, 4 sets of tires in the pits, so look for pit stops. We've seen them try and make it a 2-stop race, so we'll see if anybody's going to venture out there, if it's going to be, the 3-stop race that we've seen the last couple weeks here.
I think there's a pretty good chance of it.
Yeah, last week at Chicagoland, we saw a couple guys test the waters there, even though it wasn't a points race, but they were out there trying to see how far they could push their limit, and came up just a little bit short. Guys, get ready to get in their cars here. We're going to go ahead and run down the starting order. Austin Smith in that 23 Chevy back on the pole once again. Matt Schlosser just to his outside. Rolling back to row 2 with Kinsley Smith and Brandon Zimmerman. Curtis Ecker and Daniel Honeycutt make up row 3. Row 4 is Andrew Teft with Dennis Kane just to his outside. Brandon Sanfilippo and Jason Bottoms make up row 5. Row 6, Alex Teft and Truth Hoke. Philip Archibald and Joshua Neal are going to make up row 7. Row 8, Sean Merriman, Kristen Johnston Noah Tansman and Trevor Woodward make up row 9. Row 10, Brandon Honeycutt and Matthew Jarrett. Spencer Henneman and Jeremy Carter, 21st and 22nd. Troy Thomas and Kirby Wainscott make up row 12. Then we got Jarrett Larder and Ronnie Martin, followed by Jesse Fox, Ricky Rowland, and Zach Lockett's going to start shotgun on the field tonight. So that is where they start. Where will they finish? We'll find out after the end of these 105 laps here tonight. So it's going to be a little bit different here tonight from what I've kind of been told. These guys are going to apparently run into the pace car.
Run into the pace car is absolutely correct.
So Austin Smith, Matt Schlosser up front. See if Kinsley Smith can get that Napa 15 up here towards the front as well.
You know, and the other thing too, before we go green here, Rick, I am surely glad to have you on board with us tonight, and I am excited for you to learn more about this league and these guys as the night goes on.
I'm definitely excited to watch them slipping inside and watch these guys race these trucks around Homestead.
And we are green flag racing as Austin Smith takes the lead going down into turn number 1, and he's got Kinsley Smith right behind him.
Now Austin Smith got that good jump. That inside lane seems to be the place to be on restarts, more or less, as they are 4 and 5 wide back in the back. As you see Dennis Kane, Jason Bottoms, Brandon Sanfilippo, and like Alex Teff down there on the bottom trying to work their way through.
Yeah, these guys have a whole host of paint schemes this week here as we are on lap number 2. And, you know, something I want to point out too is Truth Hoke is in that Wrangler number 59 machine there. And, you know, he's going to make a good run this week.
It seems like he's always been thereabouts multiple times. It just, luck usually just doesn't fall his way. Joshua Neal as well. He gets some good runs, and then all of a sudden just finds himself at the wrong place at the wrong time. As we are 3 laps in here, and there's 3 wide back behind Philip Archibald there. Like Brandon Honeycutt's slowed to get going here. He is fading back.
And back and how? Fading back and how? He's losing. Oh, Brandon Honeycutt's holding his own there.
Trevor Woodward, Spencer Hanneman. Spencer get away from the beer themes this week and brings on some cookies. So it looks like you have Fireball back behind him in that 26 Ford of Jeremy Carter there.
I mean, so look, what could be better than Fireball and Chips Ahoy?
Ronnie Martin looks like he was thinking about testing the waters. 3 wide in the middle. Drifts up, gets loose, goes down to the inside, saves it on the apron, but lucky for the 88 of Troy Thomas, he didn't come back up the track there.
Ronnie Martin. Wow. What a save there. And it looks like we got Matt Schlosser there in the number. Well, we're looking at Kinsley Smith there in the number 15 truck.
Yeah, I bounced. Sorry. Matt Schlosser, Matt Schlosser got a run on Kinsley Smith and took over P2. That's about a half second in front, half second in back. Not really going to see much, I'll call it drafting here, as guys have all pretty much picked a different line. You got Brandon Zimmerman kind of floating up to the top. Andrew Teft in the Curb 98 machine. Kind of staying pretty low as Dennis Kane tests the waters up in that high line. We've seen him get a little loose, though, running that high line coming out of 3 and 4 when they go to get back on the throttle. But Dennis Kane was able to keep it going, keep it in the right direction there, not slipping and sliding like a couple other drivers we saw get a little loose there.
For sure. And you know, that's the cool thing about this racetrack too, Mike, is you're gonna see a lot of these guys, you can slip it. Runs truck. I saw something. The no Tansman's in the 56 truck or the 65 truck. Sorry. There's a Planet Fitness truck out there on the racetrack, and
Brandon Zimmerman's in that 65 Chevy with the Planet Fitness.
yeah, I think that's the universe trying to tell me to get my butt back to the gym. Hey, look, I'm a Planet Fitness member, so.
If I was a Planet.
Nonetheless, we're lap number 9 of 105. So, as you're looking at Kristen Johnson there, and that DuPont number 95 Chevrolet.
And Sean Merriman back in here trying to make a run in that Sim Seats number 18 Toyota. He had some good runs early. Just kind of found a little couple incidents. Even at Daytona, he wound up getting caught up in a wreck on lap 1 or 2 as Matt Slosser looks like he's going to go to the low side, try and take the lead here. And Slosser for the lead. We'll see if Austin Smith tries to cross him up. He's got the draft right on his bumper. And he dives to the inside to see if he's going to be able to clear him as they come out of the corner here. Or if Slosser's going to get loose. Looks like Slosser got a little bit loose, let off the throttle just a bit. But he's still battling side by side as they head down the front stretch.
90 laps to go. That's if my math is mathing. So I'm gonna put our new guy on the spot here. So Rick, what are you looking for when you drive this racetrack? When you race on this racetrack, what are some things that you might feel?
Usually in the first part of the run, I usually just try to feel out the truck, feel out the track, feel how loose or how tight she's going to be throughout the run. Maybe middle part of the run, I'll sit back and save tires, or kind of have a different way to save up, not wear out the tires as much. And then towards the end, I try to make sure I'm up there, maybe up towards top 10, and start pouncing on the guys that may have worn their stuff out too soon.
I mean, that's pretty well said. Now, if you watch the number 23 truck here, Austin Smith here in this league is very good at saving his equipment for the end, and usually he's the one to beat in this series. Actually, across all of the Racers Elite stuff, all the Racers Elite series. So, I believe last year he won. I believe the next gen championship. So, you know, he's won the wild.
He's definitely holding his own.
Atlanta. Yeah, he'll turn the truck off to save gas.
Alan didn't believe me the first time we kind of saw him do it. Like, what is he actually? Yeah, he turns it off to save gas. It's one of the first guys that we saw do that, and lucky for him, it was able to get him a race win. But another guy to watch, Kinsley Smith. He's usually pretty fast early, especially when we first got into the series. Now he's learned quite a bit about how to save his stuff, and usually towards the end of the run, he starts getting a little bit quicker. So I don't know if he found a place to be comfortable and just that's where he's going to go when he just makes it work.
As we are on lap team.
I don't see.
Who's that?
Here.
Where is Corey Krell?
Oh.
Where is Mr. Twitter at? Or Mr. Chatbox?
Andrew Teft going to the inside of Brandon Zimmerman, going to make that pass on that Planet Fitness number 65.
I guess Corey Krell might be at the Planet Fitness. Like, that's where I should be at, and on a treadmill somewhere. But Brandon Football, he's up 2 spots. Joshua Neal, he's up 4 spots.
Jason Bottoms and Alex Teft battling back here. Trying to get closer to that top 10 spot.
Now, Mike, do you guys do case products at the Kubota dealership? Probably not.
We used to be. We used to be a Case and Kubota dealer, but Case told us single location, you need to get out of here. So they went to a bigger store or more stores. Our single location kind of got the axe there, but I know quite a bit about Case equipment.
Nice. Well, I tell you what, Jason Bottoms knows about running this top line right here, because he's almost taking the Kyle Larson line around the racetrack. He's working past Andrew Tuft there, or Alex Tuft in the 43. Rick, it's your first night, and you already got a fan. So, congratulations.
I'm glad to hear.
Yes. The YouTube chat, Michael Smith says, even Mike and Alan, welcome to the show, Rick.
Dennis King Oak battling on track. Looks like Joshua Neal's going to try and take the inside line there.
That's the one thing you get too, Rick, is YouTube. If you're wrong, YouTube will let you know.
They're usually pretty quick. Thomas in the chat cheering on the full thinned esports guys, which is Bottoms, Jarrett, Hansman, Henneman, and Lockett.
As we are 20 laps into 105 here, and Joshua Neal, Mike, is having a pretty good run right now. As he's up to 9th position. He's up 5 spots from where he started at. And my hope for him is to keep that truck nice and straight. Don't get into any trouble.
Yeah, he just needs to keep it pointed in the right direction. Just kind of stay out of trouble. Really runs pretty well. Just kind of found himself not where he wants to be. And if we go back up to the front, Daniel Honeycutt is basically right on that Larson line. We go on board nose cam here. Take the picture from the front bumper. You can just see kind of how close he gets to that wall. Doesn't look like he drives down at all. He's just kind of staying as close as he can to that wall, trying to make his way around there as fast as possible.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, Mike, is he's the one usually chasing Austin. This is very, very real.
Yeah, it definitely gets that way. I mean, Daniel Honeycutt at the beginning of last season, I don't think he could buy a finish. He until he decided to put that target scheme on, and he went to town and got a couple wins, but got a little closer to that outside wall.
I called one of them.
I was just about to say, running up that high, you better be careful. That wall's gonna come out and bite him.
I imagine we're gonna see pit stops within next 7 laps or so. Plus, guys are gonna try and stretch it out a little bit further. You want to get to the 33. 33 would probably be mostly ideal for these guys to make it to the finish on one more.
Oh, we gave up on my map skills a long time ago.
But see who else is battling here. Trevor Woodward has Jason Bottoms. Jason Bottoms making a pretty decent run here, or I guess staying about the same, not really going anywhere, but staying in 11th, 12th position, not really going to the front, but not really fading towards the back either. Alex Teft, you saw him battling the bottoms for a few laps, and now he is up into P9. Just got past Joshua Neal. Now he has Truth Hoke in his sights. Alex Teft is another one of those drivers that seems to be able to save fuel, get a little better on the longer runs. So we'll see where he winds up as this run starts to come to an end. Track looks like Dennis Kane's. It looks like he got 3 wide and backed out of it there with Carter. Looks like Jason Bottoms is coming in, so Dennis Kane also making his way in.
Yeah, Dennis Kane's gonna blink second to Jason Bottoms. So last season they implemented the 15x rule, Rick. So 15x, you're done.
We'll see if any of these drivers are going to try and make it close to that 30 lap mark, that they're going to have to at least get 33, 34 to be able to make it on one more stop. Daniel Honeycutt, Smith, Smith all still staying out. We did see Andrew Teft, Joshua Neal, Jeremy Carter, Jesse Fox, Ricky Rowland all come down pit lane that time by. Left with 20 drivers that have yet to hit pit lane. Kinsley Smith looks like his back tire's got a little bit loose there.
Yeah, Austin Smith in that Sig Sauer Chevrolet, and he used to drive a Milwaukee sponsored. He's from Wisconsin, but right now Daniel Honeycutt has pretty much caught Austin Smith.
You can just see the different lines as Austin Smith's coming down pit road. So is Daniel Honeycutt. Almost got the Larson treatment there with the barrels.
It's gonna get the race lead over to Kinsley Smith in the Napa Know-How Chevrolet. It's painted up like the 15 car Michael Waltrip there from the old DEI days.
Down to 13 that have yet to come down pit lane. Looking at lap 29 right now, and I'm like Kinsley Smith is coming down. Matt Slosser's staying out, so maybe Matt elected to back off and save some fuel and try and make it a couple more laps here.
Now, just when you think that we get these guys' pit strategies figured out, they always throw us a curveball.
Like Archibald's going to come in. We'll see if Slosser's going to do so as well. Got to think if they're thinking this thing's going to run green, or
I'd at least
it's going to be close. It's going to be close to trying to make it on a couple pit stops here, but you're going to have to start saving from like the moment you get there as Austin Smith gets his lap back. Daniel Honeycutt's going to do the same.
looks like Ronnie Martin's fun meter has been pegged out.
I think Homestead kind of has a tendency to do that to some drivers here, as it looks like Curtis Ecker staying out in that 19 Chevy.
I mean, they might be trying to go to lap 40. I mean, it's only 32.
I think he only has to get another lap or so. Ooh, Kinsley Smith gets loose on above him. That is definitely not something he wanted to see there.
What
Kinsley
a
Smith's
bobble.
going the wrong way as Jason Bottoms dives down to the inside, tries to get between the 19 and the 15. 19
will
looks
say
like
this.
he's slowing down.
I will say this, Mike. I finally get to put the driver's seat on a little bit later and get back in the truck. As Sam makes his return back to Western States Racing League tonight with Liam. And what better track to come back than at Daytona?
That sounds like it could be a disaster. I mean,
You could catch that race at 10:20 Eastern time here, right here on SRM on the YouTube. So I get to put the virtual driving suit back on for that one.
as these guys wind up finishing their first pit cycle here. That being said, let's they go side by side, but not set up for that at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and turn it up, let you guys watch some of the sights and sounds of the track here while these guys make their way around, and we'll be right back in just a moment. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Racers Elite Truck Series from Homestead, Miami. We are 41 laps into a 105-lap race. Go ahead and go through the top 10 real quick. We got Austin Smith leading the race, led most of it up through a few pit stops. Daniel Honeycutt back in second. Andrew Teft, pretty big mover, up into third here. Kinsley Smith, but Joshua Neal in that 82 Chevy up 9 spots inside the top 5. Brandon Zimmerman, Planet Fitness 65, and Brandon Sanfilippo, Matt Slot, Alex Teft, and Jason Bottoms round out the top 10. That is where we sit right now, as these guys have made their initial pit stops. We'll see who tries to make it a little further here. What have you seen out there on track, Rick, that you think will help these drivers towards the end of this race?
Been watching a couple of drivers and trying out the high side, staying up there. Looks like they're gaining some position, gaining some time on the drivers in front of them. Looks like we got some 3 wide action coming around on the 93, the 4, and the 80, the 95.
Get you all hooked up here, and you can. Oh, but that's a good catch on track. Got Brandon Honeycutt, Christian, and Dennis Kane there. Dennis Kane up on that high side, trying to roll through. Like, got a little bit loose as backs out. Trying to take advantage in the pink Whitney, number 93.
Definitely looks like everybody's trying to give each other some space and room for the time being, while we're still about halfway through the race.
Yeah, it is one thing these drivers do seem to give more space than I've seen in a lot of the leagues. They try and get these laps winding down as much as possible. They know who they've been around, and this is their 3rd season here, so definitely some action. Like Kinsley Smith and Andrew Teft are going back and forth up here for P3. Teft all over the back bumper. Andrew staying a little high. Let Kinsley Smith go down to the low side. Kinsley goes slide up in front of Teft as they come down the front stretch here. 46 laps in the books here. Still got some side-by-side action back here for 11th and 12th. Jason Bottoms and Trevor Woodward.
It looks like the one up in the wall of 57.
Now you can see, usually you see that happen a couple laps after pit stops. Everybody gets those fresh tires. They're feeling good, and they go up high and wind up getting a little bit loose here. But Jason's been running that high side in that Case 57 Chevy here, but almost well, you can see the little damage there to the high side of his ride.
Definitely not afraid to go back up there, though.
No, it seems like he's been one of the drivers that is pretty consistent up there, as Matt Slosser is trying to make his way back towards the front after pitting on lap 31. Driver pitted later than him, and that was the 19 of Curtis Ecker. Jesse Fox fan. Here, let's see if we can get Jesse. Like he's coming down pit lane.
Yeah, it looks like it. Not sure if that's scheduled or not.
Got to be pretty close because he came in on lap 25, so like he'll make his initial pit stop. We'll see if anybody's trying to make it.
Game?
What was that?
Fox, he was a 69 truck last year, and now he's a 9.
like something happened with the paint there. Still scoring as the 69 machine.
He's got a 9.8.
Everybody's getting spread out. That tends to be one of the things that happens here at Miami when it does start to run green. Get these long green flag runs, they slowly start to just spread out, and it's more of a fuel strategy or pit strategy kind of race. See when everybody's going to come down. Like Jason Bottoms came in that time by as well.
It's definitely not a bad thing to get spread out a little bit. It allows you, as a driver, to take a break, take a breath. Maybe not burn up your equipment trying to race or pass people at the time.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a little bit of a breather. You can kind of just cruise, not worry too much about anybody around you, especially when you're talking 105 laps. Sometimes at a track like this, if you're constantly on somebody, your hands and shoulders and everything kind of tense up a little bit and makes it for a long night.
Yes, it can, especially when you're fighting just fighting a loose truck or always battling someone. Definitely wears you out after a while.
Daniel Honeycutt coming in, Truth Hoke in, Curtis Ecker coming in now. A little odd that he elected to come in this time by. Thought Ecker would have tried to push it a little bit further to try and make it a...
Austin Smith almost had a moment. Sorry to cut you off there.
That's all good. Looked like Austin Smith. Right when I clicked it, I could have swore I saw him headed right to the barrels, but he was able to keep it off of there.
98 sideways on pit road.
Pit road apparently has more problems than the racetrack tonight. Like the 95 got a little scraped up there on the side. Carter in. We're under caution.
Oh no.
Matthew Jarrett. Guys, I'm around here and we'll let's see what happened to Matt.
He didn't get the barrels, did he? Oh, oh.
Close enough. Thought I was seeing things. That was Ruth.
Oh yeah, because of the Wrangler
He
on there.
got the bear. That was quite a ways before the caution.
It looks like it was Matthew Jarrett in the barrels.
Pow! God. Oh no. You know, the good thing about the iRacing barrels and the barrels in real life is that it doesn't hurt the truck too much. It just makes you look embarrassed on YouTube.
No. See who comes down pit lane. That was pit lane.
Did he have a moment?
The moment, anyway. They keep on.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's gonna get. at P1. Oh, he hasn't hit pit lane yet. Okay, I was gonna say how did he make up that much ground? But he last pitted on lap 27, so he will definitely be pit lane.
I love that truck too, 'cause I'm a fan of The Office. I would hum it, but I'm afraid YouTube might not like that if I hum the theme song.
We would probably get.
But I'll just say this. Is St. Louis. Little fun factoid about The Office. We're under the first caution of the evening. Kirby Wainscot's gonna get some Dunder Mifflin paper.
Roll on by here. Got their pit stops done.
I think we got a little over 45 laps to go. We're getting doubled up. Mike, let's say we put Rick on the spot and let him bring us back to green.
Good.
Rick, the floor is yours, buddy.
Alrighty, as the drivers come out, enter turns 3 and 4. You got Daniel Honeycutt on the inside, and you got Austin Smith on the outside, leading the pack to back to green, waiting for the pace car to peel off. Be the first restart that they've had on new tires. Green flag. Looks like Daniel Honeycutt got a good jump. Gonna hop up in front of Austin Smith and start working on his line.
Well done, as we got Brandon Zimmerman sliding up. He's gonna pull a slide job on Austin Smith.
Chaos back behind.
Oh no. Did we just have the big one?
I think so. See what happened. Flags in air. Oh, John Merriman slid
Oh.
sideways.
Tef gets a piece of the action. I've been there once or twice.
Trying to avoid the 18 as he went sideways there.
I think Alex Tef actually got the worst end of that deal.
Take a look.
Maybe, I don't know. This truck was pretty clean though.
Sideways. Oh, just a little rear end damage. The brothers both came up. Kind of came out of it all right. For the most part. For a car being sideways in the middle. Anyway. 22 getting back on the lead lap here. He rolls through.
Cuts having fun with that pace car. Side drafting the pace car. Bump drafting it every once in a while.
Gotta have fun sometimes. Especially when you're up front and not much going on.
For a while there,
So Honeycutt's going to start down on the bottom side. You're going to get Brandon Zimmerman on the high side with Austin Smith back behind Honeycutt. So a little bit different restart this time by. Seeing that inside line kind of lead them quite a ways here to that green flag. We'll see how that's all going to turn out here when they get stacked back up.
We'll see if Honeycutt can get the jump that he got last time. Maybe everybody's going to be prepared for it this time around.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be caught sleeping here on this restart.
and you could really play some mind games in the restart zone too. These guys are getting doubled back up here behind the iRacing.com pace car. Daniel Honeycutt with the lead here. Brandon Zimmerman on his outside, and Daniel Honeycutt better go because I imagine that Austin Smith is going to be all over his back bumper.
I definitely think it's an advantage to be in that inside lane. You're going to have Austin Smith basically glued to the bumper. And if Honeycutt doesn't get that jump he had last time, Austin Smith is probably going to look to take it down to the inside and get back to the point.
You're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. As we get ready to get back to green flag racing here, the lights are out on the iRacing.com pace car. Daniel Honeycutt. This is Brandon Zimmerman, Austin Smith, Matt Schlosser, Brendan Sanfilippo, Kinsley Smith, Brandon Honeycutt, Trevor Woodward, Jarrett Lauder, Troy Thomas are top 10. As Daniel Honeycutt's going to bring the field through 3 and 4. I'm telling you, he's playing a lot of mind games here as we are getting ready to go back to green. iRacing.com pace car going to make the hard left turn on the pit road. Daniel Honeycutt through the Geico restart zone, and we are down and away, green flag racing, and Austin Smith, just like I said, was all over his back bumper.
Yeah, Austin Smith definitely took advantage of that, got down and stayed right with that 72 Ford. Brandon Zimmerman didn't fade quite as far back as that outside line had in the last few runs. Matt Schlosser hanging on there as well. Go back through the field. Kinsley Smith looking to the inside of Brandon Honeycutt, trying to get back up inside that top 5. Kinsley Smith on the move now.
We are approaching 40 laps to go here from Homestead, Miami Speedway. Brandon Honeycutt making a move to the outside of Kinsley Smith. And that's going to be a power move going into 2.
Side by side, Trevor Woodward, Jarrett Lauder right behind them as well. If Kinsley Smith's going to be able to clear. Kinsley clears, but Honeycutt goes down to the inside and now has Trevor Woodward all over his back bumper.
Here comes the beer can, the red beer can of Trevor Woodward to the inside of Jarrett Lauder, and Jarrett Lauder is going to make that pass pretty handedly there.
Looks like Lauder had to check up a little bit as Honeycutt was not quite going the speed of Woodward there.
Austin Smith with the fastest lap of the race so far with a 32.52. And he is not wasting any time.
Yeah, looking through the timing and scoring, looks like almost everybody just ran their fastest lap of the race that lap.
Yeah, that's the funny thing too. And Rick can attest to this. When you're on new tires, you can be a hot lap hero.
You definitely can be. I've definitely ran some like quicker laps halfway through the race on restarts with fresh tires.
Who else is battling on track here? Looks like we got Spencer Hanneman and Andrew Teff, Truth Hoke, all battling here.
Spencer Hanneman and that Chips Ahoy. He's trying to get around Andrew Tufton, that number 98 curb record Toyota. Can he fit through the hole there with between Hoke and Teff? Nope, he's gonna keep it on the outside.
They're still battling side by side as Teft and Hoke. Neither one really giving any space there. Jeremy Carter hit the freaking.
I think it's coincidence that Jeremy Carter's been chasing the 77 truck all night. You know, the fireball chasing the Triple Hoy cookie.
Yeah, it looked like Jeremy Carter hit the apron there, had to slow down, check up. Curtis Ecker almost had to take evasive action there. Looks like Alex Teft is a little slow coming down the backstretch. Jason Bottoms from the high side to the bottom side does he go, and he's looking to get by the 19 and 77 as well.
Whoa, we almost had a loose condition. Chips Ahoy truck almost went ahoy, matey.
Looks like he's getting a little loose there. Again, coming out of the corner. Oh, the 57 of Jason Bottoms also looked like the back end of that truck just got out from under him as he's going the wrong directions now as Troy Thomas makes the pass. Curtis Ecker down to the inside of Spencer Hanneman.
If that 77 truck gets any looser, I might have to check my shorts.
When you get racing side by side with the other trucks, you start heating up the tires a lot faster. The truck gets a little bit looser. It can definitely catch you off if you haven't been racing like that for a little while.
Yeah, like you said earlier, you know, when you get spread out, you can kind of relax a little bit. Well, these guys aren't spread out anymore, and they are definitely putting in work, especially on that steering wheel, trying to get by, trying to make up positions as they can, as we are 72 laps in now.
Oh, 77 truck had another moment.
Usually I can blame it on the drinking because it's always lining kugels or something to that effect, but I don't know if you can blame it on the cookies here.
He might be in a food coma.
Might have been busy trying to open up another pack of Chips Ahoy.
Back to the field, seeing where the action is. It looks like Hanneman got that 77 machine pointed in the right direction now as he made his way past Alex Teft. He's still up 7 spots in that 77 machine, so I mean, lucky sevens, I guess, maybe? 7 and 7's 14, I mean.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Singer's 7 and 7s. Okay.
Well, you could do that too, but he's in the 77. He's up 7 spots. He's in 14th place. There you go.
I mean, I kind of like those odds myself. I'll take that to Vegas.
Got about a quarter of a second separating our top 2 drivers here as Brandon Zimmerman's looking to close in on Austin Smith for second. And Daniel Honeycutt's just trying to maintain pace here up in that high line, but Austin Smith on the low side is going to make the pass down here, coming to the line.
Whoa! Austin Smith gets a little loose.
Daniel Honeycutt almost helped Austin go around there. We'll see if the favor gets paid back.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on.
I'm pretty sure Austin didn't touch him, but That was pretty
Netcode.
close.
Netcode.
Definitely took the air off of that spoiler.
That, my friend, is what we call arrow loose.
That was still a heck of a drive there by Daniel Honeycutt to save it and keep it going in the right direction, and Austin Smith as well before that. Brandon Zimmerman going to lead a lap here.
Gosh, now I feel bad because, look, I got pizza on the way. You're showing the Planet Fitness truck. I feel like I should be on a treadmill right now.
Well, we should be getting close to some pit stops here. Probably in the next 5 laps or so. So, well, Daniel Honeycutt just decided he's going to ride the wall and take the numbers off that 72 machine.
That's it. Time to bring back the target truck.
Like
Matt
he was,
Slosher's gonna go around him on the outside.
it looked like Honeycutt was almost trying to do a Chastain move there, but just didn't have enough momentum to keep it going here. But Zimmerman and Smith battling pretty hard up front. Side by side they go one more time.
It does look like we got some pit stops starting to go in as we've got Andrew Tift, Curtis Ecker, and looks like Jesse Fox going through pit road.
So my math wasn't off too bad. Got a couple,
You were close enough.
got a couple drivers coming in. Definitely going to make the money stop this time by, though.
Definitely can't have any mistakes now.
Okay, Rick. So here's the deal. There's math, and then there's St. Louis math. Okay. St. Louis math really doesn't math.
Hey, as long as you're close enough, you're not off by like 20, you're good. Being off that bad and running out of fuel, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened at Chicagoland. 3 or 4 drivers just weren't going to make it on fuel. They had miscalculated where they needed to be, and then a ill-timed caution basically set them up for the win, and pretty much screwed everybody else over towards the end of the race there. But Honeycutt wound up coming out on the right side of that one.
Yeah, I think he won that one, but it didn't count.
Yeah.
That's when the big iRacing update came out, and it pretty much wrecked everybody's PCs. As Brandon Zimmerman's gonna bring that truck in, Planet Fitness truck's gonna hit the pit road. And that's gonna turn the race over to Brandon Honeycutt there in that 13 truck.
These top 2 drivers last pitted on lap 55, so I'm sure they're trying to make it a little bit further just to make sure they're good for the end of the race. Everybody should be fine, but some of the drivers have been pitting every 25 or so laps, so we'll see if they stay out, try and get a little bit more to the good side of that 105 in case there's a green-white checker or any sort of overtime action here.
I don't think so. I don't think we're. I think the thing goes green all the way, and I probably just think the crap out of it. So you can, all your grievances, you can email them to me.
I think Alan said something like that before. Pretty sure you said this is going to be a pretty quick race, and then like right after you said that, we had like 8 cautions.
I think I said that on a different race too, and then our esteemed colleague Dave Regal just lit me up.
For this Ecker trying to get back. towards the front here. Joshua Neal in front of him. Michael saying Austin Smith bring home the win, running strong tonight. I want to know what track Austin can't run at.
I don't know. I'm with you. But if you like what you see here tonight, check out Racers Elite Xfinity Series tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. And they are coming at you from Charlotte with 105 laps.
We've got three wide action as Trevor Woodward is stuck in the middle trying to get down to pit lane. I want to say is what he was trying to do, but he just got stuck there as everybody drove by him on those fresh tires.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling ever, feeling helpless, stuck in the middle, trying to get down there but being slow while everyone else is just speeding by you.
He didn't come to pit lane, but he definitely got ran over as everybody on fresh tires flew by him. We still have Brandon Zimmerman, Kinsley Smith, Andrew Teff, Brandon Sanfilippo, and Alex Teff all battling up here for position. They're running just outside the top 10 here, but they've all made their money stop there on their way to the finish line here as Austin Smith is now up into 5th position as Noah Tansman, Zach Lockett all hit pit lane. Trevor Woodward in as well, so we're left with 3 drivers now out on the track who have yet to pit. Spencer Henneman and Troy Thomas both running 1-2 up 20 spots at the moment. And Christian Johnston, last pit on lap 60. We'll see how far he's going to try and take it as we have 18 laps to go here in the Racers Elite Truck Series.
Chips ahoy, ahoy, away, as he's got a whole gaggle of cars behind him that just came out. End of view.
And they're going to stick him up against the wall as Dennis Kane goes by, Jason Bottoms goes by. And it looks like he's going to have to try and get down pretty quickly if he's going to hit pit road this time by. Or he's going to get stuck up there for another lap. I think he's down if he wants to be.
There he goes. He's going to come to pit road right now and get some new tires and a full tank of 2% milk as he gets loose and spins it out on pit road.
Backwards down pit lane goes Spencer Henneman. Troy Thomas is still hanging out though too.
Wow. Troy Thomas. I hope he hangs on because I would like to see Troy Thomas, make a good run out of it. I'll probably get like a top 5 or something in there. He's gonna come down the pit road.
Turns the lead over to Christian Johnston here as he last pitted on lap 60. So a few more laps to go here in that 95 Chevy. Got 15 to go in the race, so see where these guys are going to cycle out. Austin Smith is 14.5 seconds back of Christian Johnston here. He's got almost a 3-second lead over second place Matt Slosser right at the moment.
Yeah, once Johnston goes in the pit road, that'll give the race lead back to Austin Smith. Hopefully Daniel Honeycutt can make it back, but it looks like the fans at Hourglass are going to run short.
Michael Smith saying that Austin Smith's Phoenix, Pocono, Watkins Glen, but he can't say Chicago. He's had that down as a clinic too. Yeah, the Chicago road course. He ran all over everybody there, put on a clinic for everybody to see. I know we found out Brandon Puffenbarger's call it kryptonite, as he does not like Nashville Fairgrounds.
Oh, I can't wait for that one. That one's gonna be fun.
We'll see what these guys can can do here. Is Christian Johnson still out on track, still rolling through? His lead is dwindling. It's down to under 11 seconds here. He's got to pit sometime soon here.
I mean, does he know something that we don't?
He's definitely got to be clutching through the corners, trying to save as much as he can. Looks like
Okay,
he's coming.
So I didn't think there was any way you could save, 10 laps of fuel. You made it 34 laps on that fuel run there, so which is kind of what I figured everybody would try and do the first one, but to split it into a two-stop race. But everybody made their third stop. Christian Johnson looks like he's making his fourth one, so must have had to pit early for damage on one of the cautions we had here. But Austin Smith takes over the lead, and he is out to over a 3-second lead at the moment.
3 seconds. And that's the thing too, Mike, is when last season when we were at Chicago, I said that was a statement when Austin Smith won that thing going away.
I mean, he is the defending champion. Or I guess two-time defending champion now. He's the points leader after one race because last week didn't count. But still, there is Fairgrounds next week. We even go to Rockingham. Maybe Eldora at the dirt will catch him up a little bit, but I think Canadian Tire is probably going to be one that he's pretty strong at too. So
Never been there on the service. Never been to Canadian Tires. Austin Smith is giving. He's out to almost almost 3.5 second lead.
he is pretty much driving away with it. Seen it happen time and time again. If he figures out the track or has it set up just right, and it's just his night. I mean, the only thing that's gonna try and derail that is if a late race caution comes out. And yes, you can send me hate mail. That's fine. Somebody needs to pay the RC to throw a caution on some of these races, make it a little interesting.
Slip him a Tony.
Yeah. Brandon Zimmerman running up here inside the top three, driving away from Kinsley Smith. Brandon Sanfilippo looking to stay inside the top five. He's been running pretty well. Talked to him last week. Curtis Ecker down a couple spots. Biggest mover of the race, though, right now is Jarrett Larder in that 2 Chevy. We'll have to see if he can bring home a win at Canadian Tire in his homeland there.
Been watching Truth and Andrew kind of working their way through, as well as Baird, and kind of passing cars left and right coming up through the field.
These guys almost seem like they're driving not necessarily faster, but they're driving faster than a lot of the cars that are around him. Is Jarrett Larder. Looks like he pitted on lap 81, and he passed Trevor Woodward almost like he was standing still, and Woodward pitted on lap 87. But we'll see if those tires start to get warmed in here, and they help him a little bit. But it's going to be tough to for anybody to catch the race leader right now.
4 to go.
You know, Zimmerman and Schlosser side by side. One of the closest battles on track for the podium spots here.
Come on, Planet Fitness.
They have to move the finish line for you. Matt Schlosser in third, Brandon Sanfilippo fourth. Brandon Honeycutt up 14 spots, running inside the top 5.
Dave Regal's on vacation, so Mike's got to pick up the slack.
Yeah, you know, some days. Brandon Zimmerman looks like he's going to put Schlosser away and wind up P2 for the moment here. Austin Smith coming through the front stretch. He'll get popsicle sticks in the air as he crosses the start-finish line. 2 to go here in the Racers Elite Truck Series from Homestead, Miami.
Oh, man.
Just as long as his tire doesn't go flat.
I mean, you know what they used to do in the dirt track, in short track racing? They probably still do it. Is if you win too much, you get put towards the back, or they put a bounty out on you.
I think somebody tried to do that last week for Austin Smith. White flag in the air for Austin Smith as he comes around, collects that. Brandon Zimmerman, Matt Schlosser looks like they're going to be. Well, Brandon Zimmerman looks like he's pretty close for second. Going to hang on fairly well. We'll see if Brandon Sanfilippo can get this 12 machine rolling here and get past the 40 as they come through the corner here. Austin Smith is going to take the win. Brandon Zimmerman is going to hang on for second, and it's going to be a battle for third. Matt Schlosser is going to hold on over Brandon Sanfilippo and Brandon Honeycutt. Kinsley Smith, Ruth Hoke, Curtis Eckert, Trevor Woodward, and Jared Larder, our biggest mover, top 10. Austin Smith, the race winner. I guess technically it's back-to-back wins.
I mean, I would call it that. You call it like you see it.
Who you want to talk to first? Schlosser, Zimmerman, Smith?
I'm trying to find our third place guy here.
There he is.
So we'll do this. We'll go ahead and get the race winner in here, and we'll give him to you, Mike.
Hey, Austin, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
It's going good, guys. How are you guys?
Well, not too bad. Do you think you could have made it a little more interesting and started at the back this time?
I mean, it was pretty interesting when Daniel almost wrecked me coming off of one of those corners. I don't know if you guys caught that or not.
Yeah, I saw that. Saw him give you a little bump and then saw you get right on his rear bumper. I don't think you touched him, but you definitely let him know you were there.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely took a lot of air off his rear spoiler there, but definitely didn't touch him. So, yeah, it was crazy though. I was very nervous. My hands were full when that happened.
Yeah, I think that was the most action. That was as close as anybody got to anybody's rear bumper there as they were working their way through the race here. But, I mean, heck of a run there. Pretty much dominated start to finish. They got a couple wins in the back here. How's the rest of the season looking for you?
Yeah, feel pretty good about it. I'm happy to get that win out of the way. I know I'm gonna miss next week, so hopefully with the win, it'll kind of punch my ticket into the chase. So yeah, feel good about it. We'll just go out there each week, see what we can do, and definitely looking forward to the road course for sure.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on your win. Anybody else you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Yeah, I just need to thank my team and Midwest Motorsports always. All had a good finish, good race. So need to thank my parents for always watching and cheering me on, and my brother as well when he's out on the road, and you guys for always putting on a great broadcast.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats once again.
Thanks.
All right. And I will talk. I got Brandon Zimmerman. Brandon, this is Alan and Mike and Rick up in the SRM booth. How's it going?
Going pretty good, buddy. How y'all doing?
Well, first off, I love the pace game. I'm a Planet Fitness member also, but man, talk about that second place run you had tonight.
I am shocked, man. Halfway through the race, I was running like P7, and I kept burning my tires up. But towards the end there, I started playing with my brake bias, and it worked for me. I was able to run up there with Austin and stick with him the whole race, or towards the end there. I had a lot of fun, man. It was a good battle there.
Yeah, so like next week, we start working our way through the season. What's our mindset like now that we're starting to build a little bit momentum, working our way towards the season there?
My mindset is try to knock off that first victory. I really want to get that first win. But I'm really happy back-to-back top fives, racking up these points. That's the most important part is collecting all these points and just try to keep this momentum going until next week.
All right, Brandon. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank to help get you here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for broadcasting this. Kinsley with Driving Extreme, good group of guys there, and Planet Fitness for giving me a discount code finally and hopping on board.
I don't think I can use it because I'm already a member.
Oh yeah, it's got to be first timers.
Man. Well, there you go. And you know what? Why don't you go ahead and get the discount code out and get it out on the air?
Let me read it here. It is. I can't zoom in. There you go. It's W0ZNZ2WJ.
All right, there you heard it there.
I
Go
appreciate it,
to
guys.
Planet Fitness and get on a treadmill. Have a good night, buddy.
You too, man.
And then we have Matt Slosser and Rick. He is all yours.
Can you hear us there, Matt?
Yeah, I got you.
You're up here in the booth with me, with Alan, me, and Mike. You had a pretty good smooth race going there for the whole race. Tell us anything about your run there.
Yeah. It's a really fun race. This was a really cool track for the trucks with the setup and the conditions. Really able to move around, run the bottom, middle, top. So, anytime you felt like you needed to find some speed, you could kind of try out a different line, and it made it really fun for racing. Had a good race. I was able to stay up at the front most of the time. Fell back after the first pit stop. I stayed out a little too long and had to kind of like make up time after staying out too long on old tires, but got back up, and then it just solid, clean race. Nothing, didn't make any big mistakes or anything, and was able to kind of, finish it off in third, which I was really happy about.
Is there anything you would have done different?
Probably wouldn't have stayed out so late on that first pit cycle, but sometimes you're just a little worried about getting caught if the caution comes out. Cautions can come out during pit cycles because of people spinning coming into the pits and things like that. But that's kind of like 2020 hindsight. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it. Not too much I would change.
We appreciate you taking the time to come up here and hang out with us for a couple minutes. You got anyone you want to thank?
Yeah. Thanks to Full Send Esports, my team, who's welcomed me in for this season, so I appreciate them having me, and shout out to them. Thanks to the league admins and everybody who runs this league, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting, and thanks to my sponsor, Old Mother Brewing Company, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, we appreciate you. Appreciate you being up here and being here racing.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, Mike, it was a fun night.
Yeah, fun night. There was plenty of action kind of going on all over the track. Had a few cautions. Got to spend some time here with Rick, get him used to kind of what we do here. And other than that, man, anything you want to say before I close it out here and go through the results?
The floor is Rick's.
Just thank you for having me on here. I enjoyed hanging out and watching the show that these boys could put on.
Definitely, man. We'll go ahead and go through the race results real quick. Austin Smith, Brandon Zimmerman, Matt Slosser. You saw those guys up here in the booth. Brandon Sanfilippo with the top 5, along with Brandon Honeycutt, Kinsley Smith, Truth Hoke, Curtis Ecker, Trevor Woodward, and Jarrett Larder round out that top 10. Andrew Teft, Joshua Neal, and Alex Teft, 11 through 13. P14 was Jason Bottoms. Jeremy Carter brings home P15. Dennis Kane, Troy Thomas, Zach Lockett wound up the top 18. Rolling on back to Christian Johnson, Jesse Fox with a top 20. Sean Merriman, Ricky Rowland, Spencer Hanneman, Daniel Honeycutt, Noah Tansman, Kirby Wainscott, Philip Archibald, and Matthew Jarrett out the top 28. And Ronnie Martin called it a night really early in this one. Finishes shotgun on the field here. But with that being said, you guys are wanting some more racing action, go ahead and tune in about an hour and a half and see the WSRL, Western States Racing League, put on a show from Daytona. And if you want more Racers Elite action, tune in tomorrow night. Same time, same channel. But from all of us here at the Racers Elite Truck Series and all of us from Sim Racing Media, I want to wish you guys a good night, and I will talk to you next time.